Welcome back to Trading with CJ. Today we are talking about one of our firm favourites that we've been speaking about for some time now. GEVO. It's been a little while since we've done an update. However, we just had their last earnings out. Now, we're not going to sugarcoat it. They was not great, but probably as expected. However, with bad earnings, we tend to get a sell-off the next day. So that's what's happened here. So I'm going to go through the latest news since we last spoke about GEVO, where I think the potential for this one is to go. Am I still as bullish on these as I once was? All of that we're going to cover in this video. And if you appreciate all of that, please go ahead and smash a like and subscribe to my channel as well. We do have a free Discord with a GEVO channel in there as well, where we can talk all things GEVO. Anyway, let's get into this. As always, I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research. GEVO has been on an incredible run since the start of the year. It went up to all-time highs around about mid-February time. We touched about $15 a share. Since then, we've seen a crazy sell-off. We are currently down from those highs about 63%. And we currently trade for over $5 a share, roughly $5.30 right now. But you can see, if we look at the last 1 month, it's been a bit choppy, up and down, up and down. Of course, we do see that big downward trend as of today, and that's purely because of course, the earnings that have come out. However, tend to see this over and over again. Bad earnings, and over time, people will start to buy back in. It seems to have found some resistance, though, as of the last couple of months, around this kind of $6 to $5 range. Okay, that's where it's currently staying. I don't mind it like that. However, let's go into the news and see exactly why this sold off, and is it still going to be a buy going forward? We still currently sit just outside of that penny stock territory. Will it get back down to it? Will it hit the $5 and less? You know what? It's getting that way right now. However, let's see where we can potentially go with this. We have a market cap of still over $1 billion right now. So, I want to touch on some big bit of news which did come out a couple of days ago, which actually see this do the opposite of what yesterday's news is, and it actually went up. GEVO to sell renewable natural gas to BP. This is massive. You guys all know BP, one of the biggest gas energy companies out there, okay? And they are now going to be selling their natural gas to BP. This bit of news literally came out a few days ago. They say that the Iowa RNG is expected to generate cash distributions to GEVO of $9 to $16 million per year. And that's not going to be starting in 2024. That really is one of the key things about GEVO, okay? This is a company for the future. We're buying this one early, and hopefully they're going to get lots and lots of contracts, lots of rolling these out, okay? And they're going to be consistent contracts as well. 2024, you can see, 3 years away from this deal. However, this is good news. There are some projects that are starting up in 2022, which we're going to touch on as well in this video. But really, this is a company for the future. It's trying to change the energy way, okay? It has this net zero carbon emission, okay, biofuel, which can be used for jet, cars, etc., any sort of transport. It's also doing the agriculture side of things as well, with animal feed, giving back to the environment, etc., okay, cutting those carbon emissions to net zero. This company is a company for the future, okay? So we do have to bear that in mind when looking at these financials. Yes, of course, we like it to be going in the right direction. However, if you're short term, is this the best buy out there when you can pick some short-term travel companies or some, technology companies, etc.? Maybe not. This is one that if you don't mind holding, it could be a great shout in years to come. The RNG is proven to be a key fuel in the energy transition. BP has a value chain that allows RNG to reach the transportation market. And that right there is from Patrick Gruber, who is our CEO, constantly keeping us updated. So let's have a look at the financials. I want to start off with the highlights, what it says here, okay? And this is the first off, it talks about the BP projects, which I just spoke about, but generating expected to be 9 to 16 million. But going to be beginning in late 2022, but as you just saw from there, come 2024, it should be in full flow. On August the 2nd, okay, not too long ago, GEVO announced a new member to their board of directors, okay, and on top of that, they closed $68 million in bonds to finance the construction of its renewable gas project, okay. Any sort of offering like that will tend to see the price go down. That was back in April time, so, it's just something to be considerate of anyway. Let's have a look at the financials. Well, how come they were so bad? What really happened? How bad were they? Revenues of 0.4 million compared to 1 million. We're talking small numbers here, okay, but that is a massive downward trend compared to Q2 last year, okay, so we do have to consider that. However, of course, Q2 was pre-pandemic, really, okay. We're getting into the swing of the pandemic. It just kind of started by that point, so the revenues were still kind of up, and since then we've obviously had a whole year of people spending less money. I'm not surprised to see that being down. A loss from operations, okay, of 5.5 compared to the 5.3. EBITDA of 17.1 loss compared to 3.1, so it really was down quite a lot. and the net loss per share of 0.09 compared to 0.4. So yeah, the numbers were not amazing. Let's see what they say right here. Okay, he says, this is from the CEO, Patrick Gruber. The engineering and design work for our Net Zero 1 project is going well. We are figuring out the optimizations and integrations for Net Zero 1 and how to generate more cash sooner. We're looking forward to completing the next phase of the engineering work in December this year and moving forward to getting our targets, financing the close in the first half of next year. That is really the main issue around GEVO. It needs to keep funding these projects. We don't expect it to be making any serious money anytime soon. So in the meantime, it needs to keep funneling in that cash to get this to go. Can it keep doing that? We certainly hope so, because it's got a lot of big things to come, that's for sure. They do actually mention here the termination of their production of ethanol and distiller grains in March, and that was obviously due to COVID, which we spoke about in previous videos. I do have some good news actually regarding that. That was this that came out just not too long ago, okay, about last week or so. GEVO reopens the Levine plant after 15 months shutdown to make jet fuel ingredients. So this is good, okay. This massive plant has been shut down. Of course, we want it to be open, get the production going for GEVO, get their name out there, and get this product on the market again, okay. They obviously have some other plants, however, this plant is now reopened after 15 months. So that is great. GEVO currently has 567 million sitting on cash on their balance sheet, which is considerably higher than the end of Q1. So the money is still going up slightly. They've got a big chunk of cash sitting on their balance sheet right there, okay. We want to get those contracts rolled out, and we'll be seeing some great things from GEVO. The demand is actually increasing for GEVO, okay. We can see right here, this is their investor presentation just recently released. Demand is increasing. We better think bigger sooner. That's the real issue. To get this out, how quick can we get this out? You can see here their portfolio, 1.6 billion in contracts which are currently in place, and another 20 billion actively being discussed. This is massive news. Long-term contracts. Most of them have 6 to 7 years. This is what I'm saying. This is a long-term hold. They are all long-term. 6 or 7 years of this money piling up, okay? And a take or pay, they're currently contracted, an additional in contract development pipeline. Some of the contracts are made up from global companies. That's the massive part of it. And then they also have some airlines on board, okay? You can see Delta right there. Is one of the massive airlines on board. They have some other companies called Bombardier, Titan, Total, you know, big names on board with this, and it's still very much early days. I know we've been speaking about it since January, but we are talking about a company here years and years in the pipeline, and we are really talking about this in the last 7 months, okay? So things are really looking exciting. Although we would like the numbers to be going up ever so slightly, however, I'm not surprised to see it go down. I want to touch on a bit of news that came out very, very recently, a couple of days ago, the infrastructure bill. Remember, Joe Biden is all for clean energy, okay? And GEVO here have one of their own founders, okay, on Biden's science team, which is a massive, massive catalyst. And the infrastructure bill of $1 trillion for clean energy, and that's going to be a mixture between internet, trains, and more, okay. They're talking about it, it's coming underway, and yes, it's looking closer and closer. You can see 73 billion of that is for clean energy. Now that's not guaranteed that GEVO is going to get this, but GEVO is in the clean energy space. It has the fuel, it is ready to go right now. It can get that biofuel into those planes, okay. It needs to ramp up production, and we'll be seeing big things here from GEVO. Following on from that, GEVO actually tweeted about this. Biofuels now. Time to shed fossil fuels and decarbonize the transportation sector. GEVO uses the carbon in the atmosphere to make renewable alternatives for non-sustainable greenhouse gas generating fossil fuels. Okay, and they say here it's time for Biden to follow through on his claims, okay, on everything that he spoke about, getting that clean energy. They want this to happen, and biofuel, GEVO is on the cards to make this happen, okay. So it's looking very, very exciting. I still am a believer in this stock. What I will say is if you are short term, better plays out there, much better plays. For me, I've not added to GEVO in a little while, okay. I'm still up ever so slightly on my average right now, but I do have this on a few different accounts. Some I'm down, some I'm up, but right now at these prices, it definitely is very, very enticing, okay. The $5 range, we saw a big sell-off this last month, down about 15%, but we look at the last 6 months, okay, it's going down and down, and maybe it will drop again after next earnings. Will it get down to the $4 range? I doubt it, but stranger things have happened in the stock market. I really do still believe in this one. I can see this personally being a $15 stock, okay. It might not get straight back up to those February highs. By the end of this year, it might not, considering how the market has been reacting, okay. When the market is bullish, it's easy for these companies to run up on hype, etc. When the market's not so bullish, that's when you have to start putting your thinking cap on and be a bit more careful, okay? Because right now, around this price, I do really like GEVO though. And yeah, let's see what the next financials bring. Hopefully they are better, because I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't the greatest financials out there, that is for sure. Okay, missed. We don't want it to be missing. We want it to be in line with expectations. Let's get some big contracts in place, and let's see exactly how far GEVO can go. If you appreciate all these videos, please go ahead and smash the like and subscribe to my channel as well. And remember, always do your own research. Join our free Discord, link in the description. Thanks for watching, and until next time.